tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian. First, thank you for inviting me to be here this morning to celebrate Malaysia's World Maritime Week 2019. I would like to begin my speech by acknowledging and to honor the services of all the people and stakeholders involved in the shipping industry, many who are today have been instrumental in driving the growth of our maritime industry. Before I begin my speech, I need to say that I'm fully supportive of the year's Women Maritime Day theme, i.e. empowering women in the maritime community. This is in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goal to achieve gender equality and empower all women. I believe this was discussed at the first day of the event. Hopefully, there is a lot of positive takeaways from the session. I believe that Malaysia is committed to push forward efforts for empowering women, not just in the maritime sector. I've been invited to speak on the state of our maritime industry, a very complex subject, and to draw some perspectives on the future of our maritime industry. As you know, predicting the head is always difficult. But if you're bold enough to make many projections, a few will turn out to be correct. So I will try to predict. Then I think we'll be safe. Nevertheless, I would urge you to hear out the specialists in the shipping industry, not me. Yeah? Malaysia's total sea area is almost twice its land mass. Maritime resources contribute substantially to our prosperity. The oceans and coasts form an integrated and essential component of the Earth's ecosystem and are critical for global food security, sustainable economic prosperity, and the well-being of many national economies, particularly in the developing countries. Shipping is a global industry. It is directly impacted the state of the world economy and geopolitical events well beyond our borders. Malaysia is a major contributor to the world trade. Malaysia is strategically located as having the location power on the maritime trade map. We are straddled between the Strait of Malacca and South China Sea, where a major portion of world trade transits. Two of our ports are the top 10 in terms of through output. So it will not be meaningful for us to just globally look at the state of shipping of Malaysia without looking at where we stand in the context of global shipping scenario. Before I delve into the future, it is probably best to look at the past to enable us to reflect and learn from our history. Ladies and gentlemen, the sea has always played a big role in Malaysian history. As it stands, the Bajau Laut are one of the last nomadic seafaring communities in the world, and to this day, many of them are more comfortable on the water than on land. Meanwhile, the Malays are historically known to be great seafarers, depending on the sea for their livelihood. Panglima Awang was perhaps one of the first people to circumnavigate the world, but the world knows him as Henry the Black and credits his captor, Magellan, with the voyage. In the past, Chengho's famous Chinese fleet, they visited Malacca multiple times, followed well-established routes along the maritime sea route. Through this route, Chinese trading colonies were established throughout Southeast Asia, cementing a long-existing socio-economic ties with China. The first wave of Indian immigration also came through this trade route, bringing with it the Indian influence of culture and language that exists today. Bendahara Tun Mustahil from Malacca was Tamil Muslim. Many Malay words were based on Sanskrit. Even the term Bumiputra is derived from Sanskrit. It comes from the word Bumiputra, meaning sun and soil. While many Western philosophers tend to credit the age of exploration to the development of maritime trade routes, the Europeans were definitely not the first to lead naval expedition across the Pacific Ocean. It is believed that the Nusantara seafarers pioneered the Indian China Sea route, sailing as far coast as China and as far west as African coast. There is saying here, kita dapat mengubah angin, tapi tidak dapat mengubah layar. The Nusantara seafarers were famed with shipbuilding skill, expert navigation, and well-organized ports. The fame and success of Nusantara maritime empires like Sriwijaya, Singhasari, Majapahit, and of course Malacca eventually attracted the European to our region. With colonization, the grip of European control over the ports and the seas, the Malays stayed inland and became increasingly insular community in economic terms. However, today there is a great potential for us to rise once again as a powerful maritime nation. Our geographical advantage remains, with Malaysia being a prime location along the maritime sea. Ladies and gentlemen, the shipping industry has had a massive shake-out over the past decade. Perhaps we can draw on this with caution on the pitfall and to draw one insight on how the shipping industry will evolve over the next decade. It's been 10 years since the financial crisis of 2008, during the Daim shock, which seriously impaired the world economy. The shipping industry crashed within a few days and went into long and deep tailspin. Foreign freight rates in all sectors went into a free fall, even dropped beyond OPEC costs. Many medium and long-term freight contracts were compelled to renegotiation. Many new ship orders were postponed and later cancelled, which in turn impacted shipyards. Increased by layout and scrapping of whole vessel made unprecedented drop in the size of the whole merchant fleet. The crisis was partly due to a long overdue collection over the speculated and oversupplied tonnage prior to 2008. In fact, demand for seaborne trade has held up very well despite the swing in the world economy. The growth of the world fleet had unfortunately significantly outpaced the growth in seaborne trade between 2004 and 2016. On the demand side, between 2008 and 2017, world seaborne trade grew by 30% in terms of tonnage loaded and a higher 43% in terms of the ton-mile shipped. Over the last 10 years, the compound growth rate of seaborne trade has tracked higher the growth of the world economy. Looking forward, UNTAD has established a 3.8 compounded growth rate for 5 years from 2018 to 2023. This is currently in line with IMF 3% increase in global GDP for the same period, and it should be achieved provided there are no significant disruption in the shipping industry supply and demand pattern. On the supply side, the global merchant fleet, which dropped to a low of 1.18 billion deadweight tons in 2008, has seen a slow and painful recovery to show a net increase in 2017. At the same time, at the end of 2017, the world merchant fleet comprised about 95,000 vessels, with a combined deadweight of 1.92 billion tons registered in over 150 countries. Dry bulk carriers accounted for nearly 43% of global merchant fleet, oil tankers 29%, container ship 13%, gas, chemical, offshore, passenger ship made up the remaining 15%. It's unlikely that we are going to see again in the foreseeable future the rapid growth witnessed by the shipping industry from 1990s up to the year 2008. It was a period of rapid globalization, when the shipping industry enjoyed aggressive growth rate which well outpaced the global GDP growth rate. The massive downturn in shipping since 2008 had checked such growth trend and a more modest growth rate in trade and shipping will probably be required and sustainable trend for the next decade. Ladies and gentlemen, effort to stabilize the state and global shipping business also requires ship owners, the governments of selling shipbuilding, to be more disciplined to ensure the supply of tonnage is in tandem with trade growth in the respective segments. Some positive trends are being seen in this regard. As I said earlier, orders for ships so generally have been falling over the last decade, and the order for new ships now stand at about 10% of the current world fleet, significantly lower than the average 70% seen in 2008. However, it is much dependent on policies of China and Korea to reduce subsidies for the shipyard, which has been a key factor which has led to the large tonnage overhead. The forecast for the shipping industry needs to be hedged by a few key uncertainties. The impact on the ongoing geopolitical trade tension, namely between US and China, will be a key factor. A disruptive Brexit may be another, as well as will have some damaging impact on EU's pattern and trade pattern and economy. The changing energy supply, demand pattern, including policies and regulation of fuel and energy mix to address environmental issues, will also impact world trade and shipping. About half of the growth in world seaborne trade during the last decade was attributable to China's export and imports. China's GDP growth, which was hovering at an impressive 10% in 1989 to 1990, has however dwindled to 6.5% in 2018. Some cautions related to China's ability to maintain GDP remain uncertain, related to the present trade war. Furthermore, an increasing proportion of China's GDP is actually derived from its growing services industries, with a little impact on seaborne trade. However, on the upside, the rapid growth of ports and infrastructure in developing Asian countries, the increase in intra-ASEAN, inter-regional and South-South trade, the many bilateral multilateral trade agreements, and the growth of e-commerce will add more to the growth of seaborne trade. Malaysian ship owners own 662 merchant ships, of which 182 vessels were flagged outside Malaysia. The Malaysian fleet totaled 19.5 million deadweight tons. Half the deadweight tons of vessels beneficially owned by Malaysians were flagged outside Malaysia. Our ships only account for 1.02 of the world fleet and rank number 22 in the world fleet size ranking. In terms of deadweight, about 50% of ships owned by Malaysians comprise smaller coastal and offshore support vessels servicing of our oil and gas sector. A third are tankers, mostly those owned by our national line, which is now focused in tanker sector. Dry bulk vessels and container ships are only a small percentage of the fleet mix. Sadly, our low ranking in the world fleet is a glaring divergence to the Malaysia's significant contribution to the world seaborne trade and the location advantage that Malaysia ports are enjoying. It's a poor comparison to the value of our trade with the rest of the world. We only handle a small portion of cargo that has been handled in the Malaysian ports. We are only involved a fraction of the value of cargo that moves to one of the biggest shipping lanes in the world, the Strait of Malacca, in corridor of which our top 3 ports are positioned. While Malaysia's total value trade increased 58% from 208 to 218, the size of Malaysia's fleet and our share of shipping have been reduced. Looking at just the container trade, despite the great growth of many Chinese container ports over the last decade, both Port Klang and Tanjung Pelepas remain on the list of top 20 world container ports in terms of TEU throughput. This combined container throughput in 2017 is still noteworthy 60% of Singapore's container throughput in 2017. Regretfully, the partition of Malaysian vessels, the fastest growing shipping segment, namely the container shipping business, is negligible. Our national lines exit from the liners business in 2011. due to the compelled commercial reason, but unfortunately flushed out much of the expertise and resources we had developed to directly participate in the national line operation. We see also receiving level engagement in the world shipping without rebuilding our presence in the liner segment, though it is to be a very challenging and capital-intensive player and needs to be collaborated in consortium with other liner operations. The system is much more different from the export of palm oil. Malaysia is the world's second largest exporter of palm oil, with an expected volume of about 20 million tons in 2019. Palm oil is a strategic export cargo and will continue to need shipping services for many years ahead. However, the shipping of palm oil has been subsequently left in the hands of foreign ship owners and shipbrokers. We have seen the early days, given the freight tanker operation, an open door first opportunity to build tankers suitable for the export of palm oil and to service compatible chemical products back to this region. Over time, we have given foreign shipping companies the head start to build a fleet of palm oil tankers to a scale operation that makes it very difficult for a new entrant to competitively break into this business. We have inadvertently given freight ship owners the skill needed to choke the ability of local ship owners to compete in the business. At the same time, given fleet ship owners the advantage to ship their chemical more cheaply than would have been the case without palm oil cargo. In regard to our import of coal, about 50% of our coal imports for Tenaga Nasional are shipped on Malaysian flag ship following the award of contract of refurbishment in 2016. More than 80% of coal imports are still shipped on foreign flag vessels, even though coal is a cargo strategically important for our power generation. It's concerning to note that the current mix of Malaysian fleet is not aligned with the pace and growth trend in the world trade. As mentioned earlier, the growth of world seaborne trade is expected to largely underpinned by containerized goods, followed slowly by the dry bulk trade. Unless we make a focused breakthrough to also expand in these two trade segments, we are likely to see further reduction in our share of shipping business globally. Ladies and gentlemen, as the major contributor to world trade and a growing trading partner with many countries, Malaysia needs to raise its level of participation in shipping to help reduce our large freight outflow. It is also necessary for us to have greater control and security of shipping services for our key export and imports. We need a more concerted national approach involving close consultation between private shipping companies, GLCs, exporters, and importers to collaborate closely to achieve more stability in the provision of shipping services over the long term. Short-term and spot fixtures will be subject to volatility as the freight market already bottomed out and shippers should expect to see higher freight level as the market is going into a consolidation phase. Sharing information openly and discussing costs and long-term needs and commitment openly will go a long way to establish a workable middle ground for both ship owners and shippers. Malaysia expressed support for BRI initiative on the basis that the freedom and presence of both sea and land is respected by all parties to the matter. The development of BRI is part of, in full, present Malaysian shipping transport and logistic companies an excellent platform to venture and grow in shipping and trade directions. And with the growth, we further enhance our maritime security. The effective coordination and enforcement of ocean governance is crucial, and without it, we will effort to enhance revenue generation for the maritime industry. Illegal, unregulated, unreported fishing, smuggling, oil siphoning, for example, have impeded our economic activities and negatively impacted the country's national revenue. For example, illegal fishing alone costs about 6 billion per annum. There is urgent need to address this through related agencies and ministries together. The shortage of officers and engineers presented Malaysia an excellent opportunity to train more seagoing officers and significantly expand their recruitment drive and training facilities in the field of ship management, navigation, and maritime engineering. These professions offer good employment opportunities for Malaysians in the job stream that is open to employment by local and foreign companies, including ship owners and ship management companies, in jobs that will help further prepare Malaysia to become a high-income nation. The operation management of ships and shipping services involve many skilled professionals on shore in the area of shipping operation, ship financing, chartering, marine insurance, marine law. Professionals currently lack adequate support and exposure to business provide the necessary quality personnel needed to become a successful maritime nation. We also need to ensure there is a vibrant and diversified maritime and civil services industry to supplement the Malaysian space. This hopefully will address the issues of cost disadvantage of maritime ancillary services and the extended unproductive time as ship owners depend on parts, equipment, and expertise from abroad. I echo what the Prime Minister highlighted recently at the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition 2019, that there is a need for an ocean governance regime to assess our progress and subsequent deliberate on the way forward and strategize to realize our aspiration to be a true maritime nation. Let us work together between industry, the government, ministries, agencies to ensure that we are able to drive growth in our maritime industry and to strengthen our level of participation in the international trade. We need to strengthen collaboration with all other countries, our border communities, to ensure the development of common goals which focus on not only economic growth but also achieving societal well-being. Thank you.
Thank you.